Alright, this goes to Fossil once again, and this is a request the same for Manny. The name of this video is Five Nights at Freddy's movie Good to Evil. Okay, let's check it out. Yay. I really like the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Yes, it's child friendly, but
$40 million opening day. It's safe to say that Freddy Fazbear's long-awaited big screen debut was a huge success. Whether you're brand new to the series or a super fan who's absorbed every
Markiplier.
last piece of the series media, this is a fun film, due mainly to having such a great cast of characters. But you know
It was a
the drill.
decently
Which
made
of these
movie.
characters are doing a stellar job, and which ones are more likely to get a bit quirky at night? Welcome to Wicked Binge. This is Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie, Good to Evil. And of course, spoilers ahead. Now grab yourself some pizza and make sure your security monitors are charged and ready. These characters are the good. And despite his limited screen time, we have to give the gold medal of good to the dearly departed Garrett Schmidt, younger brother to Mike, the movie's protagonist. Garrett was a young boy who was kidnapped by William Afton and ultimately killed. That gives him something in common with several other young victims we'll see later on, which might beg the question of why he specifically is called the most good character. We place him here not just because he's an innocent child, but since he isn't simultaneously possessing a mass-murdering animatronic animal. We don't have anything even potentially negative to say about him, easily making him the most pure character.
Feel bad for him, though.
Next is the younger of the movie's leading ladies, Abby Schmidt.
Abby was a good character. I liked her.
In her drawings, and to be honest, she can be a little bratty at times. It never exceeds regular kid stuff, just causing some trouble for Mike here and there.
You didn't tell me you had a sister either. Are you here to do the rest, Mike?
But I suppose
she was a nice character.
Flaw. Regarding her good traits, though, Abby is kind-hearted and genuinely wants to help others. She ultimately ends up helping Mike to discover the truth about Garrett, and is totally willing to hang out with her ghost children / animatronic animal buddies. Like you'd expect from a little girl, she's very compassionate, even if she is naive and impulsive at the same time.
She's just like Andy from Child's Play.
On several occasions. But the fact that even after this, she still actively wants to visit Freddy and the gang, again, shows that he goes above and beyond in terms of kindness. The bronze medal of good has to go to Abby's older brother and the movie's main character, Mike Schmidt. Mike admittedly doesn't make the best first impression. At the start of the movie, he runs after a man he believes to be a child kidnapper and beats him to a pulp in front of said child, who turned out
that wasn't too smart of him, not gonna lie.
Great start. That said, this poor first impression is nothing more than just that, a first impression. In reality, Mike is deeply traumatized by the kidnapping and murder of his younger brother, Garrett, in his childhood. His life centers around a desperate longing
He was a good brother,
to know
though.
what
He
happened
was.
to him. But despite this, it doesn't stop him from taking on crappy job after crappy job to provide for Abby. Although she could be a handful, all things considered, he's pretty patient with her, and he's got to get plenty of good points for stepping up. His dedication is proved when he gets offered the chance to give up Abby to Afton's victims, and turns it down. Stay away from my sister! Realizing that absolving his own inner guilt is less important than loving the one sibling he's got left. He certainly has a lot of trauma to work through, but he's proved himself as a good guy at the end of the day. And at the end of the good section, come on, how could we not mention Mad Pat? Look, we know he had literally 20-ish seconds of screen time.
I forgot about him.
He's synonymous with Five Nights at Freddy's at this point.
Oh, he was that guy, right? The guy on FE and stuff?
And he's also a very polite waiter, even to a non-customer like Jane. Seriously, why is he even letting them stay here? With the good section wrapped up, we now enter more neutral territory. These characters fall in the moral gray area. Doug, Jane's lawyer, is the next character.
That guy was weird.
Never has a character so perfectly given off the vibe of, please get me out of here, like he does. He's just a guy trying to do his job and actually trying pretty hard to do it ethically by leaving during Jane's spiel to Max and Jeff. And speaking of, next up is Max. She is, or was, Abby's babysitter, and a pretty generous one, too. She cares deeply for the family, asking for no compensation to watch Abby since she knows about Mike's financial issues. We also have to give her the lust medal, given her strong desire for a man to put a ring on her finger. Unfortunately, she also finds herself doing some shady stuff. It turns out she's being paid by the Schmidt's Aunt Jane to try and find some evidence of child endangerment so the latter can win custody of Abby. She doesn't try to make any evidence and is definitely the least sleazy of those involved in the project, and she definitely didn't deserve to be bitten in half like that. But that
Yeah.
was still a
And
pretty
he really
nasty
didn't.
move.
That was
While it may be
gruesome, man.
controversial, we're placing the last of the film's three main characters down here. Vanessa Afton.
Yeah, the cop.
Jason, 2J's. We're going to start with the good stuff about her because there is a decent amount. She cares for the safety of others in a general sense. She threatens to shoot Mike if he ever brings Abby back to the restaurant.
Yeah, that wasn't really.
If you ever bring Abby back here again, I will shoot you.
In what
That caught me
turned out
off
to be
guard
a
when she
desperate
said that. Like,
attempt
why would you
to
say
keep
that to him?
away from what she knows is a legitimate slaughterhouse. Unfortunately, this doesn't work, and when Vanessa eventually reveals that William Afton is both her father and responsible for both the animatronics' ghostly spirits and the death of Garrett, it's almost too late. The answer to why Vanessa is this low is simple, and it's phrased as a question. Why the heck did you not mention this earlier? You can act all stuck up and holier than thou the whole movie, but heaven forbid you actually give us the crucial information we need. I mean, just for putting it off so long, we have to give her the Sloth Center Medal. At least she ultimately helped to stop Afton, though, and to protect
She wasn't
Abby
the
and Mike
greatest,
from
but
the animatronics rampage. If nothing else, we could make a good intentions argument. At the tail end of the gray area, it's finally time to mention the series' true main characters, the animatronics.
Yeah.
Chica, her cupcake, Bonnie, Foxy the Pirate Fox, and of course, Freddy Fazbear. Let's get one thing out of the way. These animatronics are possessed by the spirits of the kids William Afton killed back in the 80s.
Yep.
They've taken many lives in their time, some even on screen, and attempted to do the same to Abby. When she bonds with them, they encourage her to join them, with Freddy coming to her house and murdering her Aunt Jane while telling her she's just asleep.
Sylvie and Jane, she fell asleep.
What's more, Freddy tries to manipulate Mike into giving Abby up willingly by promising to bring Garrett back.
He
a promise we
tricked
not
him,
only all
though.
know he can't keep, but one that basically tries to push Mike to an opportunity to absolve his guilt for not saving his younger sibling by not saving his younger sibling. While this is all extremely screwed up at heart, these poor kids, mass murdering robots they may be, don't genuinely want to hurt anybody. They're the definition of tortured souls, and most of their worst actions are done at the manipulation of who else but William Afton. We're going to talk about him later,
Yeah.
but we've got some lesser baddies to talk about first. These are the bad and the evil. The bronze medal of evil has to go to the aforementioned Aunt Jane. And aunts with a haircut like that, man, there was never any way she wouldn't be evil. Jokes aside, this woman is just downright nasty.
Abby's reaction to her
Problem
being
emotionally
in her
manipulating
house was so
social
heartbreaking to
workers and teachers
watch.
to try and build her case for gaining custody over Abby, despite Abby's clear dislike of her, mind you.
I hate her. She's mean and she smells like cigarettes.
She takes the Envy Center Medal for just how hard she wants to snatch that sweet government support. I mean, custody over her dear niece. She's also extremely judgmental and underhanded, even resorting to hiring people to gather evidence against Mike as a caretaker. As if all that wasn't bad enough, it was. She's also downright rude to food service workers, ones she isn't even buying anything from. But still, she's definitely not as bad as our runner-up of evil, Jeff. Max's brother and one of the double agents of sorts hired by Jane. Jeff is bad news. He gives off the vibes of a high school bully who never really matured, unless you count committing more mature crimes. He's extremely violent, immediately suggesting that they just kill Mike to get the whole incrimination job done easier. Why don't we just kill him?
Yeah, I think I'm about to look at her
She
here.
was shocked by that suggestion. We're also going to give Jeff the Greed Medal for his willingness to go along with Jane's plans for money. And on top of all this, while Max has some redeeming qualities to make up for her shady business, Jeff has no such thing. He's just a sleazy guy all around. But it goes without saying that the Gold Medal of Evil winner has to be William Afton.
Yeah,
it's not even
that
close.
twist really caught me. Really didn't surprise me, but it was still
You're the
pretty
scum of the
well
earth.
done.
And Afton, just in case you didn't get the message, is efficient enough to have killed at least 5 of them. But child murder wasn't enough for him. No, he also stuffed their bodies into his now abandoned pizza place's animatronics, and emotionally manipulated their souls to continue doing his dirty work.
I have something for you to play with.
This included trying to manipulate Mike into giving up Abby, essentially trying to murder her with a spring trap, and God knows what else. But just in case there
But
was
he got
any
it
doubt,
instead.
this man has has not an ounce of compassion or decency. He earns the Wrath Sinner Medal because he not only intentionally hires Mike because he knows he's the brother of one of his victims, but even stabs his own daughter when she tries to get in the way.
That was messed up.
His promise of a comeback was nothing more than a sorry attempt to save face. Never has a bone-crushing felt or looked so deserved.
Those were actually pretty well done video. I do agree with pretty much everything in that video. So well done, Wicked Binge. But yeah. Now I'm going to go eat. I might make one more video and then go fix my Burger King that I saved for once earlier. But yeah. With that said, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. See you next video. It's always a pleasure. Peace out and see you guys next one. Peace out. Bye.